Welcome to my book library. A very warm and intellectually stimulating welcome to you, dedicated listener, to my book library. Today, we are embarking on a profound and detailed exploration of a book that has fundamentally reshaped modern entrepreneurial thinking. We will be immersing ourselves in 0 to 1 Notes on Startups, or How to Build the Future by Peter Thiel, the visionary co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, and one of the most influential venture capitalists of our time. This book is far more than a simple business manual. It is a philosophical treatise on innovation, a contrarian challenge to conventional wisdom, and a strategic blueprint for building a future that is not just different, but better. Compiled from a famous set of lectures Thiel gave at Stanford University, which were meticulously noted by his student Blake Masters. 0 to 1 forces us to confront the most critical question about progress. How do we create new things? Over this extensive and in-depth session, we will leave no stone unturned. We will dissect Thiel's core thesis on the nature of progress, deconstruct the damaging dogmas inherited from the dot-com bubble, master the mechanics of building a valuable monopoly, and internalize the 7 critical questions that can make or break any venture. We will explore the psychology of the founder, the power of secrets, and the societal imperative for definite optimism. This is not a summary. It is a masterclass in thinking differently about business, technology, and the future itself. So, prepare for a deep and transformative intellectual journey. Let us begin by understanding the most fundamental idea in the book, the difference between going from 0 to 1 and going from 1 to many. Part 1. The foundation of progress. 0 to 1 versus 1 to n. Peter Thiel begins with a powerful and elegant framework for understanding all of human advancement. He posits that progress can take one of 2 forms: horizontal progress, or going from 1 to n, is best understood as globalization. It is the process of taking something that already works, a technology, a business model, a product, and replicating it across the globe. It is about copying and scaling. When China mass manufactures versions of existing technologies, or when a successful retail chain opens a new location in another country, that is horizontal progress. It creates widespread abundance and access, but it does not create anything fundamentally new. The world goes from having 1 instance of something to having n instances. It is an act of duplication. Vertical progress, or going from 0 to 1, is best understood as technology. This is the act of genuine, groundbreaking innovation. It means creating something so novel and unprecedented that it brings a new reality into being. It is a leap from nothingness to existence. The development of the first microprocessor, the invention of the airplane, the creation of a search engine like Google. These are all 0 to 1 moments. They are not copies, they are originals. This type of progress is harder to imagine because it involves stepping into the unknown and believing in possibilities that others cannot yet see. Thiel argues that while globalization, taking the world from 1 to many, is powerful, it is ultimately unsustainable without technological innovation. We cannot simply keep copying old things forever. We will run into resource constraints and diminishing returns. Technology, the engine of vertical progress from 0 to 1, is what pushes civilization forward by creating new possibilities and solving previously intractable problems. He then introduces the central provocative question of the entire book. What important truth do very few people agree with you on? This is not a casual inquiry. It is a deeply contrarian question. It forces you to think for yourself, to identify a secret, a truth about the world that is both significant and underexplored or misunderstood by the majority. The pursuit of this secret and the courage to build a business upon it is the very essence of going from 0 to 1. It is the act of bringing a new, valuable truth into the commercial world. 45 to 95, Part 2, Unlearning the Dogmas, the Contrarian Mindset. Before you can build a 0 to 1 company, Thiel argues, you must first purge yourself of the unexamined dogmas. That became conventional wisdom after the dot-com crash of 2000. He systematically dismantles 4 of these pervasive beliefs. Dogma 1. Make incremental advances. In the wake of the dot-com bust, grand futuristic visions fell out of fashion. The new mantra became slow and steady, iterate and be pragmatic. Thiel argues this was an overcorrection. While reckless ambition is dangerous, its opposite, triviality, is a guaranteed path to obscurity. He states plainly, it is better to risk boldness than triviality. A 0 to 1 company is built on a bold plan to create a new future, not on a series of timid, incremental tweaks to the present. You must have a definite, ambitious vision. Dogma 2. Stay lean and flexible. This is a direct critique of the lean startup methodology that advocates for building a minimum viable product, MVP, and iterating based on customer feedback. While Thiel acknowledges this approach can be useful for fine-tuning, he warns that it can easily devolve into a form of aimless experimentation. A company without a strong, definite plan is just a portfolio of experiments. It pivots endlessly, never committing to a path. Thiel contrasts this indefinite optimism, a belief that the future will be better, but without a clear idea of how, with definite optimism, where you have a concrete vision of the future and a specific plan to create it. A 0 to 1 company is built on a definite plan, not just a series of pivots. Dogma 3. Improve on the competition. This dogma traps you in a mindset of competition from the very beginning. If you are focused on your rivals, you are likely just copying and slightly improving on something that already exists. You are playing by their rules on their battlefield. This almost always leads to a red ocean of fierce competition, eroded profits, and a focus on the short term. The goal is not to beat the competition. The goal is to escape competition altogether by creating a unique and monopolistic offering. Dogma 4. Focus on product, not sales. Thiel delivers a powerful rebuttal to the engineering-centric view that a great product sells itself. He argues that even the most revolutionary technology requires an effective distribution strategy. The world is not a waiting laboratory. You need a plan to get your product to your customers. He introduces a crucial framework for thinking about sales and distribution, which he calls the power law of distribution. It states that one distribution method often dominates in each specific market. He categorizes sales strategies on a spectrum. Complex sales, For high-value deals, e.g., enterprise software costing millions, you need a top-tier sales team. Personal sales. For medium-sized deals, you need a traditional sales force. Marketing and advertising. For low-priced consumer goods, you need mass media advertising. Viral marketing. Ignoring your sales strategy, Theo warns, is like designing a brilliant aircraft with no plan for how it will take off. The product and its distribution must be developed in tandem. Part 3. The anatomy of a monopoly, the heart of the strategy. This section contains Thiel's most famous and counterintuitive argument. Competition is for losers. He provocatively states that capitalism and competition are opposites. Under perfect competition, all profits are competed away. Therefore, to be profitable and to have the resources to fund long-term innovation, a company must be a monopoly. The case for creative monopolies. Profit engine. Monopoly profits provide the financial fuel for ambitious, long-term research and development. A company fighting for survival cannot afford to think 10 or 20 years ahead. Google's monopoly profits in search funded its moonshot projects like Waymo. A force the good. A creative monopoly doesn't rest on its laurels. It uses its dominance to drive further innovation and provide a superior product that benefits everyone. It makes the world a better place through its unique offering, peace and focus. Being a monopoly frees a company from the destructive obsession with a competitor. It can focus on its own mission, its own employees, and its own vision for the future. The lie of perfect competition and the monopoly lie. Thiel explains that monopolies and non-monopolies both tell lies to protect themselves. Non-monopolies, like a local restaurant, exaggerate their uniqueness by defining their market absurdly narrowly. We're the only British Indian fusion restaurant in Palo Alto to appear as a niche player. Monopolies, conversely, downplay their dominance to avoid scrutiny, defining their market as broadly as possible. Google is just one small player in the vast global advertising market. The reality is that Google is a monopoly in search-based advertising. The playbook for building a monopoly. Thiel provides a clear, step-by-step process. 1. Start with a small, controllable market. Do not attack a large, established market head-on. Instead, find a small, specific niche that you can completely dominate, and that is often overlooked by giants. Amazon started by monopolizing the online market for books. PayPal started by monopolizing payments for a small group of eBay power sellers. Dominate a small market first. 2. Scale strategically. Once you have an unassailable position in your initial market, use that as a secure beachhead to expand into adjacent, logically connected markets. Amazon expanded from books to CDs and DVDs, then to all of e-commerce, and then to cloud computing with AWS. This methodical, concentric expansion is the key to building a large, durable monopoly. Avoid disruption when possible. In another contrarian take, Thiel suggests that disruption has become a cliché and often attracts the hostile attention of powerful incumbents. It can be smarter to stealthily enter a market where you can avoid direct competition altogether, or to find ways to partner with existing players initially. The 4 characteristics of a monopoly business. To be a lasting monopoly, a company needs a combination of Proprietary technology. Your offering must be radically superior, at least an order of magnitude 10 times better in some critical dimension. This could be in speed, efficiency, design, or cost. Network effects. The value of your product increases naturally as more people use it. This creates a powerful, self-reinforcing advantage, as seen with Facebook or marketplaces like Airbnb. Economies of scale, especially with software, the marginal cost of serving an additional customer is often near zero. As you grow, your software platform becomes more efficient and profitable. Branding. A strong brand is a form of monopoly. However, Thiel cautions that a brand must be built on a substantively great product. It cannot be a substitute for it. Part 4. The 7 questions every business must answer. Thiel provides a powerful diagnostic tool. 7 questions that every startup must answer correctly. Failure on any one can be fatal. 1. The engineering question. Can you create breakthrough technology, not just incremental improvements? Is your proprietary advantage a 10x leap forward? 1. The timing question. Is now the right time to start your specific business? Are you too early or too late? Thiel uses the CleanCheck bubble as a case study, where companies failed because the technology wasn't mature and the economic incentives weren't aligned, despite being a good idea. 2. The monopoly question. Are you starting with a large share of a small, definable market? Have you correctly identified your initial niche? 3. The people question. Do you have the right team? This goes beyond resumes. Thiel emphasizes the importance of pre-existing relationships among founders, clear ownership of roles, and a shared, definite vision. The early team sets the company's DNA. 4. The distribution question. How will you get your product to your customers? Do you have a clear, effective, and scalable sales strategy that fits the power law of your market? 5. The durability question. 3. What are the macro trends? What is your plan to maintain and extend your monopoly over the long term? 6. The secret question. Have you identified a unique, valuable opportunity that others don't see? This is the soul of the venture. What is the non-consensus truth you are building upon? Part 5. The Founder's Paradox and the Theology of Creation. Thiel concludes with a philosophical meditation on the role of the founder. He acknowledges the founder's paradox, the fact that the individuals who create these 0-1 companies are often unusual, eccentric, and extreme. They are not always well-rounded managers, but they possess a singular vision, an intense determination, and a willingness to be seen as crazy until they are proven right. These founders are the essential agents of vertical progress. They are the ones who take a definite, optimistic view of the future and commit their lives to building it. In a world that often seems stuck in indefinite stagnation or mere globalization, the founder is the catalyst for genuine creation. The book ends with a powerful call to action. The future is not something that happens to us. It is something we choose to build. We stand at a crossroads between a future of indefinite, repetitive globalization from 1 to N and a future of bold, technological creation from 0 to 1. The latter path is fraught with risk and requires immense courage, but it is the only path that leads to a better, more prosperous, and meaningfully different tomorrow. The power to create that future lies not with the crowd, but with the singular individual or small team that dares to think for themselves, to believe in secrets, and to build the monopolies that will define the next chapter of human progress. The imperative of singularity. And so, we conclude our exhaustive journey through 0 to 1. Peter Thiel's message is a clarion call to reject the path of imitation and embrace the challenge of creation. True, lasting value is not discovered in the crowded, bloody arena of competition, but in the serene, uncharted territory of monopoly. It is not found in iterating on the old, but in inventing the new. The path from 0 to 1 demands a contrarian spirit, a rejection of comfortable dogmas, and a relentless, almost obsessive focus on building a business that is so unique and valuable that it defines its own category. It begins with a secret, is scaled from a defensible niche, and is powered by a team united by a definite, optimistic vision of a future they are determined to build. This book is a challenge to every entrepreneur, thinker, and builder. Will you spend your life competing in a world defined by others? Or will you take the riskier, more rewarding path of creating a new world of your own design? The choice between 0 and 1 is the choice between stagnation and progress, between the known past and the invented future. Thank you for your valuable time and for listening to this comprehensive audio summary in My Book Library.